Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be comparing the two dribbling skills we have in LOCKED2, that being Super Crazy Scissors and Monster Lift. Now, these two skills are pretty much polar opposites of each other. Super Crazy Scissors having lots of iframes, good range when it comes to like trapping the ball and having a lot of safety, while having really no movement or creativity to it, while Monster Lift has a lot of movement, good startup speed, and a lot of creativity while also having no iframes. Alright, so today we're gonna start with Crazy Scissors. So with Crazy Scissors, I'm not gonna lie, you don't have too much stuff you could do with it. It's like a lot of stuff is pretty basic and it's kind of self-explanatory on like how to really use it. First things first, we're gonna talk about like what you could do off the ball with it. So off the ball, you could kind of use it as like a trap. The thing has a lot of range, so you can actually like use it pretty like decently outside your own hitbox to catch like loose balls or like misplays, like when it comes to like your dribbling and stuff. Even off of passes you could use it, even off at like dead balls. If you spam it, you could use it to grab the ball. And since it has iframes on the startup, you could like, you're guaranteed to pretty much get this no matter what. Like this is like a guaranteed like you win situation thing, right? You can also use this like off of slides. Everyone knows how like annoying slides are. You have to wait for your character to get up and stuff. You could completely negate that by just looking down, hit M warning, and then just instantly doing your scissors. This is a really good way to, you know, keep like the ball moving as fast as possible to go for whatever play you're going for. And then on the ball, like I said, you could use this to like help with your dribbling, to like get past multiple people if multiple people are pressing you and stuff. You can also use you can also charge it M1 during this, as you can see like that. So you can actually end up using this to send passes to like really far places, like especially for like 5-3. This is really good for 5-3 because no 5-3, some 5-3 players, I know some 5-3. This is really good if you're 5-3. I know some 5-3 players actually struggle with like actually using like their pass when they're 5-3. Even though 5-3 power is pretty good, some people still struggle to use it. So, you know, doing this is really good to get them really far passes when you're at a lower height. And obviously if you're at a stronger height, you don't gotta like fully charge it, but if you're going for like a overlob or like a super cross, right, then it might be good to like fully charge it, right? Yeah, but besides that, there's not really much else to the skill. The skill really is just, you know, slower activation with the burst, right? The distance you get on it is a lot smaller than Monster Lift. You guys will see in the Monster Lift portion, the distance you get, it's obviously it's not that big of a difference, but you know, there is still a difference in distance when it comes to the dash. But there is a lot more safety with the skill. Like I said, they offer like air intercepts, right? You do stuff like this where you kind of keep the ball and you're pretty much guaranteed to like have the ball in your possession no matter what, like every single time. And you combine this with like shots and stuff, you can do something like this, right? And you can combine this with like shots and stuff, like reposition stuff like this, right, where you try to set up your own shot and stuff, right? You combine this with your shots and stuff, and you could combine this with like your shots and stuff to like reposition and stuff like that, right? You could do a lot of cool stuff. You can use that with Emp as well. A lot of other skills, like it's really good. It's really good for like kind of making your own play and kind of taking control of the game in your own way. But when it comes to like freedom and like doing a lot of other stuff and like mixing up like where you're going and like or what you're trying to do, it doesn't really have that much creativity compared to Monster Lift. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the Monster Scissors part of the video, but now we're gonna be talking about Monster Lift. Alright, and as you guys can see, there's a lot more stuff to talk about than Monster Scissors. But first things first, I'm gonna talk about the difference between this scissors from Lock 2 compared to Lock 1. Now, the first thing that you might notice is that there's no like AoE like ground like destruction slam thing that was in like Locked 1. Pretty much means you can't steal with this. You can't really steal the ball with this anymore. You could get free balls. Like if the ball is in nobody's possession, you could run up and use it as a way to like, you know, get priority over the ball compared to using your M1 or your dribble. But you can't really steal with it at all. Like there's no like stealing from other play. You can't steal with this at all. You can't use this defensively for like quick counters and stuff like that. You can't. You just can't do that no more. Not in Locked 2. But besides that, everything else about it pretty much got upgrade. The distance, the speed, the health, like everything about it. The dash got longer. It goes faster. The lift obviously went a little longer. It also goes a lot faster than Locked 1. I think a lot of people in that played Locked 1 can agree with me on that. And you have a lot more freedom with this version of it too, because you could actually hold your M1 belt the whole duration of the lift, which is really good. Movement. Now we're gonna talk about movement. Movement is really important to know, especially for this skill, because just look at like the distance I get with this. So my character goes about a square and a quarter, right? Square and a quarter of distance, and the ball goes about 2 squares and a half almost, right? This is really good. This is really good when it comes to doing 1-2s. This is really good for getting yourself open. Say if I'm like say this is a defender, right, and he's on me trying to press me, I pass to like my cam, and it's either he could go for like a lob of his own, like go for a lob, go for a shot, go for, I don't know who's taking a shot over here, unless you're like Cooney, like direct shot or some shit, you like charged it up or some shit, I don't know, or you're some demonic build, you know, direct shot, some shit, right? He does his own shot over there, or he instantly hits me back for like direct shot and of my own, and I could go for a wide open shot over here in this area. Now we're gonna talk about some creativity, right? Creativity with this move. A lot of people think that it's kind of just like scissors, but there's no iframes. Yes, there's no iframes, but when I mean creativity, I mean creativity. You could charge your M1 throughout this entire skill. It could be right at the end, it could be during the middle of it, it could be anywhere during the skill. You could charge your M1, and this is really good because this allows you, instead of going for a lift, you could actually go for a grass cutter monster lift. So if a defender thinks, oh, he's gonna go in the air with the ball, no, you could just grass cutter with it, and boom, you go right under them. And thing with this game that is way different, which I feel like is a really good change compared to Locked 1, you can't jump in M1 balls. You can't do it. You can't do it unless you like you land on the ball at your peak height. As long as you're not falling, you can't jump in M1 balls. It's impossible. So this is really good. And you also can't header grounded balls as well. You just can't, even if you like wait to the last second so you hit the ground, you can't do it. You can't. So this is really good for mixing up, like, you know, people on your wing, or even like when you're playing cam. You can play cam with this weapon too. It might be a little harder because you have less safety, but you can play cam with this weapon too, and it's really good for mixing up your options and doing other stuff, right? And you know, instead of doing for like the monster lob pass, you could go for a grass cutter pass, right? Do something like that. Keep it nice and low, easy for your teammate to get the ball and instantly 1-2 it to you, right? It's really good for stuff like that. Also at the end, you can go for a ground bounce since you have freedom. There's no end lag. You're not forced to not M1. Go for a ground bounce and start dribbling. You can also do your own lob. Instead of having the game like do the like fast lob, you can do like a slow like self lob and go for like your dribbles and stuff, right? Go for fakes and stuff, bait out defenders and stuff. This is really good for stuff like that. Some tech, little tip tech. This isn't too important by itself, but when you combine this with skills, this is actually really good. You're actually able to jump. Like, I don't know if you saw right there, but I was able to like slightly like get myself on top. Like it's almost like I'm actually like standing on the ball, and it's kind of weird. But you're actually able to like kind of go airborne at the startup, and that allows you to actually chest trap. You see a little circle on the ball. It allows you to chest trap the ball, which is really good, because it means that if you could chest trap the ball, you could header the ball, which means you're crushing header users. That's really good for you. Also, that means throughout the entire skill, you could use your airborne skills like Nagi or Formless. This is once again really good, because you actually, if you combine it with Nagi, you get the mobility of Nagi, right? Or you get the mobility of Monster Lob, and then you get the safety iframes of Nagi. A lot of people probably didn't know about this. Another thing that I also mentioned when it came to the beginning, where I was talking about how you could like go for like, you know, loose balls when no one has possession of it and get the ball and get priority. You could also do this all for like teammates passes. So say if it was like a crazy pass, right, you could just monster, or actually it's probably better if I show this with the AI, right? Pass it to the AI, right? AI passes me the ball, right? I could just trap it like that, right? Or probably a better example would be if I like kind of like got at an awkward angle, like here, like that, boom. See how I was like kind of like all the way to my right? I could still dribble that, but if I wanted a quicker, you know, a quicker like movement decision or a quicker movement opportunity, I could just do something like that. Let me know down in the comments below if you found any of this stuff helpful for Monster Lift, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was first doing all this stuff, this shit was a lot more helpful, especially when going for like team plays or even like solo plays. Like, you guys would be surprised, this stuff works really well.